gather here, children of Amaterasu, to praise and worship our divine emperor for all he has done for us. I, once a samurai, now a proud officer of the Japanese Imperial Army, celebrate the rise of our nation with you. To inform you that the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere has now been established. Nihon, Korea, China, and other Asian brothers are now
prospering under the leading of our nation. Markets for all have expanded. In exchange for our trouble, the Dutch East Indies have gratefully supplied us with oil. Now that our so-called friend America has betrayed us, we are leading fellow China to a brighter future by buying her natural resources, investing and managing her land, and setting for them perfect samples of a civilized nation. The Chinese, of course, are grateful.
Shut up! East Asian friend of ours, Japan has also recognized the independent state of Mexico, ruled by their own Chinese emperor. Of course, new beginnings bring mistakes, which is why we have also established a Greater East Asia Ministry to lead Philippines, Thailand, Korea, China, and other Asian brothers into enlightenment. Guidance of our Prime Minister Tojo-san. We, Asia, will be kept for Asians, bearing the divine destiny to save her nation, has already enlisted into the Imperial Youth Corps. Our future is yours. Our only hope is you.
Stop struggling. Goodness. Stop.
Unhand her.
Turn around. And get to the ground.
Who do you think you are? My youth corps commander is just around the corner.
You Japs and your lies. That's all you do, isn't it? You say you're defending us from the Brits and Yanks, but you're stealing and killing everywhere. You say you're giving us independence, but your cabinet is controlling our so-called Emperor Puyi.
Do you know who I am? I am the descendant
of Yamato from heaven, right? It's crazy how you think that. All I know is just you're colonizing us so you can get unlimited resources to save your damn depression. What about that earthquake of Kanto in 1923? I see no divine wind helping you. It must have been a sad blow.
You ungrateful idiots! Do you forget everything our emperor has done for you? What about the PETA, your native army forces, that we helped you set up? And the Romusha, the volunteer workforces that help deal with your sick and your poor? Where would you be without this? Where would you be without us? Our emperor was right. Some people would see us as enemies, but they just don't understand that we are the ones with manifest destiny. That we are the ones who have to save Asia, free Asia, from the Western imperialists.
Your so-called PETA army are farmers who are forced to cooperate with you. Otherwise, they would starve to death. You exploit our time. Think we don't know why you're here? You're secretly establishing a North Strike group, mobilizing ground divisions, building bombing aircraft sites to prepare the war against the Soviets. China doesn't need to be fighting someone else's war.
But it is your war.
Well, on behalf of the true children of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, declare war on the US and some other European powers, with the goal to get rid of Western colonizers. This crusade, as we may call it, shall be the Great East Asia War.
It's about China freeing herself from the Western power. Why did your Guangdong army interfere with Jiang Jie's unification campaign in 1928? That was the only chance when the people of China could finally unite together and establish a true government. And you destroyed it on purpose.
They took my father. We were milking cows and they just came in and grabbed him.
The Japanese Imperial Army?
No, they were wearing these big white coats with instruments with them. They just said that they needed people over 25, and they took my father for some experimenting somewhere in Guangdong.
The Guangdong Army Epidemic Prevention Unit?
You mean Unit 731?
They said they'll bring him back. They said they only wanted him for experimenting, for some kind of smallpox or some kind of disease. They said they'll bring him back.
Unit 731 is a biological lab. The Japanese use it to experiment and develop biological weapons to go against the Soviet and the West. I'm afraid your father will...
There were rats, and they brought rats filled with plague infested, and they said they were going to let them free if they didn't get my father with them.
They said this is all for the sake of our Asia.
You killed my father! You killed my father!
No! You don't understand. The Emperor said that we were to bring Asia out of the dark. That we are the descendants of the rising sun. We are the Sakura of the Asahi. 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 We are the Sakura.
Pitiful soul, you've forgotten what's right and what's wrong. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Your people took her father, and we shall take yours.
We'll see how your rising sun saves you now.
Never forget those who shoulder the responsibility to protect us against communist and socialist tyrants. Never forget those who sacrificed themselves in the name of the kami. Never forget the spirit of the kamikaze.
And never forget those who defended us in the times of danger.
Don't die. No. For my country.
The cherry blossoms of Tokyo smile upon you.